Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander Tactical. Now, outside of my love of gear and bags and all of that sort of stuff, over the last 5 or 6 years, I've just become absolutely fascinated by concealment. The ability for somebody to take something that, you know, is partially crafted them by somebody else for then you to build on and be able to use that within whichever environment that you use it, or maybe there are multiple environments, absolutely fascinates me. So over the years now, I've built at least 2 or 3 different ghillie suits, and a couple of years back I came across this. This is the Ghost Hoodie from Ghost Hood. So this is a slightly different solution compared to your traditional ghillie suit. Now, it's very similar in the fact that a ghillie suit is designed to disrupt the silhouette of a human. So as humans, it's very easy for us to be able to recognize certain things. One of those is the outline of the shoulders and the head and the neck. Even some animals have the ability to be able to pick that out, and you know their fight or flight will then kick in. So for a ghillie suit, it's designed to be able to break up that silhouette by using some kind of natural materials that also help to camouflage you against the natural environment. This definitely does it a different way. So let's just get this on. I'm going to put this on like this. Actually, let's just make sure I've got it the right way around. Because I will say, so at this point, this is more of a kind of a first impressions. I haven't been able to go out and field test this yet, but I do have an event in a couple of weeks' time where I will be using this at that event. So this is more of a first impressions. Now I have to say it definitely lives up to what I was expecting of it. So it's an over the head kind of thing. Now I'm going to put this on over my head for now and keep talking, and then I'm just going to lift it up because that's one of the features. It has a little flap so that you can get your head out. No, so it's more like a poncho, but I wanted to keep my bag on purposely to show that it will also fit over a bag. If there's any of you HPA guys over there that are trying to find a solution that will go over a bag as well, it's great. Okay, so getting back to the actual Ghost Hoodie itself. So this is crafted from a polyester material. It's reasonably thin. However, I will say it's a lot sturdier than I was expecting. So I was thinking more, having never, you know, been able to test or have a look at one of these, I was thinking more like curtain voiles, that kind of thin, lacy kind of material. Definitely not. It's definitely thicker than that, and it's way tougher than that as well. The arms are built into the actual poncho itself, so this comes all the way down the side, all the way down this side, and as far as an opening is concerned, it doesn't open until you actually get to the bottom of this side. It is diamond shaped, would you say? So it's a little bit longer here at the front, so it will cover your knees. So if you're going down onto a knee, it will still cover and help to disrupt your silhouette and any kind of hard lines that you have. The camouflage that is used with this is called con camo. Some of you may have seen this before. So con camo is what's classed, I think this is classed as a 3-layer camouflage. There are a few different types, whether they're flat or they're different layers. It's still only one, but it's designed in such a way so that it mimics that there's a depth behind each of the different layers. Similar to multicam. Multicam is a multiple layer camouflage, even though it's still printed onto a flat fabric. Down each of the arms, and they are definitely arms, so although it looks like kind of a long poncho, it's more like a huge hoodie that kind of bellows out at the bottom. Purposely one, so you can get it over a rucksack, but also again, depending on what you're doing, whatever kind of position you're in, you can use this to help to kind of camouflage yourselves and break up some of those lines. But yes, so going down each of the arms, at the end you have mittens within it. Now I say mittens, yeah, I guess strictly speaking they're mittens. The kind of square cut at the end, I'm guessing that's probably just to help with the manufacturing process. You can get your hands in there, and there are also thumb holes. So whilst at home, I've tested this with my gloves on, and yeah, you can still fit your gloves in there. As you see now, I'm just wearing a simple t-shirt on underneath this, but if you have a combat shirt or whatever you want to wear underneath this, it will still fit on over the top of that as well. I tell you what, I'll roll some B-roll footage here now so that you can see that I'm wearing this with a jacket on underneath as well, and it fits perfectly over the jacket, which is great. There is an opening here on the wrists. If you want to take your whole hand out, then you certainly can do that, but that opening is on the inside here, so where you can just see my bare flesh. If I'm wearing gloves and a shirt that's underneath this, then you know you're not going to see that. Looped around the actual hoodie itself, there are lots of these attachment points. Now the attachment points can be used for varying things. As with all concealment, this is meant to be designed as a foundation, so whatever you're using this for, you need to go out, select some natural vegetation, wherever, here's some, it's falling apart, but some natural vegetation. You can pass this either through the loops, because there are loops, or they have these ties either side of the loop, so you can tie those through. Now what I did pick up extra was some of these little extra bits. I'm going to take this off for a second. This is also one of the second kind of beauties of this. It takes a second to take it off. If you're into maybe photography and you want to use this as a hide, you can certainly do that with this. Being able to set up with this, put it on, take it off, yeah, super useful. But what I did was I actually picked up some extra little bits. So here, hopefully you can see here, these are designed to mimic leaves. I think they do a great job. This is also IRR compatible as well, so it doesn't give off, it gives off the same infrared radiation that natural trees and surroundings do. So if you're wanting to use this and you're concerned about people that are using nods, then this won't give you away, or at least it won't light you up like you're a synthetic material. So these extra leaves, and then also on here, where is it now? So you can buy these strips. I think the strips are about, I can't remember now, I think they're about £10. You get roughly 2 meters of strips. So I halved those, and then I thirded those, and then I tied these onto them. Again, just to give this some kind of natural movement, so that when it's on, again, it just kind of feels a little bit more kind of natural. But what I did was, rather than using the loops either side, where these small pass-through holes are, I passed it through those and then tied it. One, it helps to project it away from the actual cloth itself, giving it a little bit more of a 3D property. And two, it also means that the actual tie points on here are now free, should I at a later date think, right, okay, something at the back, let's put some local foliage onto this, so that you can then kind of build on that. Let's get this back on again. So yeah, there's plenty of options with this. Now I got it right that time. I think having put it on, so when generally the first time, or at least when I put this away, it's strange sometimes whether you get it in the right way round my back. Don't think I am, or am I? Let's put this on, throw this over properly. So there we go. Now we're back on. Now we're rocking Moorlander. Yeah. So there's a little bit of kind of muscle memory trying to be able to put this on properly, and it is definitely easier if you don't have a backpack on, because if you've ever tried to put a poncho over a backpack, you'll know what a pain in the arse it is. But yeah, very similar. So the one thing that we haven't looked at this point is the actual hood itself. So when I pull this down like that, it should completely cover my face. All uses the same material, and it's not a separate hood. So this is actually stitched into the back. So when this goes over the back like that, you don't have to worry about putting this down and then finding that well, you can't find it. So instead it is all part of the same thing. Once it's on, just kind of give it a bit of a pull, which I will say, here we go, again, it's a little bit of a strange kind of muscle memory thing. And plus, when you've got the mittens on, it's also hard to do, because it's, with it being a polyester material, it's reasonably kind of slick as well. So when you're trying to grab this to reposition it, being able to take your hands out of the mittens is actually really quite useful. But yes, I'm going to take my hands out of the mittens. So here on the face, you'll be able to see across the front here that you have some thin mesh so that you can still be able to see. And I will say that it restricts, there is absolutely no restrictions to your vision other than what you'd expect from a very thin mesh just in front of your face. If you're wanting to put some goggles underneath here, if you're wanting to put some kind of normal eyewear, kind of eye pro on underneath here, you certainly can do. No restrictions on that whatsoever. If you've got comms that you want to run under here as well, you can do that as well. Now on the back here, if you can see there, there's actually a little toggle. So this will get bigger and larger. So if you do want to run comms underneath here, you can do, and it will still fit on over your comms. I believe they do a helmet cover for this as well, so if you wanted to run your helmet as well, then you can do. But if at any point you want to take it off, then you lift it up and then you can take it off. I will say, now this is not from actual testing whilst out and about. Whilst testing this was literally just sat in my house just messing around going, ooh, can I wear these glasses? Ooh, can I wear these goggles? Because this material is so close to your mouth, it does have a habit of pushing the air upwards. I'm a very warm person, and I did find that the bottom of my goggles within seconds did start to mist up a bit, even on ones that are like, no, we're 100% mist free, we won't mist up. Even they started to mist up. I then put on some like Wiley X style glasses, and even they again across the bottom here started to mist up. So I can say in a few weeks I've got something I'm going to test this out a little bit more. So for now it's more of just an introduction to this. And yeah, I'm glad that I picked this up. I'm really glad that I picked this up. I forgot to mention, so as far as colours for the con camo is concerned, there are 2 different colours. So I bought this from Skirmshop. Now they didn't send this to me, but I definitely want to give a big shout out to Skirmshop. They're a great team there. I've noticed that they recently just moved from the success of the site. They've just moved to a larger warehouse facility, which is always great. It's nice to see. It's nice to see businesses thrive. But I picked this up from them, and they have 2 versions. This is the browner version of the 2. So hopefully you'll notice. So yeah, there's a lot of green in here. there's a lot of this kind of light tan material, but then there's also a lot of this kind of rich red brown in there as well. This is what I mentioned about this being a 3-layer camo. They also have a green version which has a slightly less brown in there, but then more of the darker kind of richer greens. Where I'll be playing in a few weeks time, these colours are actually spot on. Now for here, probably the darker greener version would be better. Maybe I might pick up the greener version as well, so that we can maybe do a comparison between the two. But really happy with this. I think they also do I think there's a third, I will have to double check this, there may be a third, which is their arid version, which is more of the browns and the tans. But then when you're finished with this for the day, it's off over your head. The hood itself, where's the hood? So here's the hood. You take the rest of the hoodie, pull it up into the hood, give it a bit of a roll up, and it's done. It's away, it's packable, and it's incredibly simple and light. Washing instructions for this, as you'd probably expect, you know, it's made from a polyester, so you kind of wash this at 30 degrees. I probably won't even do that. I'll probably just wash this in a mild soap and hand wash it, mainly because it's good to get some of those natural stains and colours left on here, but you don't want it smelling. But actually, that's another good point. So the polyester this is made from is also antimicrobial as well, so it will also help to reduce any smells or odours that you'll get on this, which is probably another good reason to just do it as a hand wash and use a mild soap instead. But yeah, really impressed with this so far. As I mentioned, a couple of weeks time, I'll get out, I'll give this a proper testing, and then I will come back and I will give you the down low on how it went. But for now, this is the Ghost Hoodie from Ghost Hood. I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from this. In fact, you know what, like I say, Skirmshop didn't send me this, but I'll leave some links below for Skirmshop. They're a great company, and yeah, if you're thinking of picking one of these up, if you're in the UK, Skirmshop, they're great. They get out to you really quickly. Never had any issues with them whatsoever. The prices are good, and I also believe Skirmshop, I think originally they were from the Netherlands. So if you're in Europe as well, you can still buy from Skirmshop. So I'll leave their links below as well. Like I say, they seem to be a good company. So it's always nice to give them a bit of a thumbs up. So yes, I'll leave their links below. I'll also leave some of my social media links here on Moorlander Tactical, and also my sister channel, Moorlander EDC. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay tactical. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander Tactical. Apologies, got a bit of a sniffle today, but no, you're a dick. You're a cock. You're a cockwomble. Doesn't mean that you are. Anyway, there's actual washing instructions, is there? Yeah. Made in the EU. That was tasty. If anyone's thinking of having kids, have them, they're great. I mean, at a certain point, you know, you can get them to do jobs for you. You can get them to go and fetch you beers, and yeah, they're great. They also give you colds. Being a gear fan, over the last 6 or 7 years, I've just become absolutely fascinated by doing YouTube and not putting my phone on silent. If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. Where was I? Treat your kids like Harry Potter. If you're gonna hurt them, scar them on the forehead and leave them under the stairs? No, I'm gonna get you kicked off YouTube for that, aren't I? Anyway, where was I?